Good morning. And welcome to Gulfstream today on this fantastic Thursday afternoon. The sun is shining. We've got a firm turf course, a fast main track, and the PETA is always in play and always fast. And lately, Brian, we've just been so incredibly lucky with the weather.
Yeah, without a doubt. Just keeps on keeping on down here. Hope to see you out here on, like Samantha said, another beautiful Thursday afternoon here at Gulfstream in Hollandale Beach. Big weekend ahead. Grade 3 Royal Delta on Saturday, and that's also a mandatory Rainbow Six Saturday. We got over 500,000 in there today, 550, but here's the big day on Saturday, and we checked one off the calendar yesterday, so 2 days left to get to a mandatory Saturday, and I was just wrapping up that card, and boy, oh boy, it is not easy.
No, it's not. Well, it's easy depending on if you think horses are ready off layoffs or not, but I don't know. This 550 today in the estimated pool, I found it kind of remarkable that nobody covered the winner in the last race yesterday.
That was, I think he was 8-1 on the morning line.
Yeah.
And paid to right, I don't know, something around there. He was not unplayable at all. I think you had him in second.
Yeah. And he was one that, I mean, somebody could have swept the rainbow yesterday had they had him.
Yeah, he was the only horse, and we were able to show everybody that was not covered, and that was Change at Jamaica. We showed the replay as well.
Yeah.
Oscar Gonzalez doing his thing. So that is a very, very good point. that was the horse. There were horses in there that you could have said no, not at all. That one there was very surprising. I never really thought about it. I saw that as we left yesterday, but that's a good point. That was the horse not covered.
Yeah, found it very interesting, especially Oscar Gonzalez so good off the claim. But anyway, as we get into today's 9-race card, we have the early pick 5, which will kick off in just about 55 minutes. Not a lot of scratches today. It seems like all of them just came from the first race. The 4, 6, 7, and 9 are out, so a very condensed field for the opener. But Brian has got that early pick 5 ticket.
Yeah, I had it 2-4, so I moved it to 2-3. Very tight ticket here for me. 3 deep in race number 2. Scratches affected it a little early on. I've got the 1 show off on top. Back-to-back singles. Race 3, the 5, Akati King is going to be a short number. Race 4, the 2, and that is save time for Safi. Looks really, really tough in there. And then 3 deep in race 5 with the 1. That's a fun race. 1.5 miles on the turf there. Rails again at 45 feet. It's a post-position race too, but I also think 3 Priest, the 1, and the 2, the newcomer in there for Arnaud Delacour, Sugary. Those are clearly the 2 to beat in there, so that's the order. I went on just a $9 early pick 4 ticket, 5 ticket.
I like it, and with the deflections out of the first,
Yeah.
I don't blame you for going a little bit skinnier here, but the 2 or the 3 on top for you?
Yeah, it's the 2, and it was always the 2 for that matter. I'm not going to tell you it was a match race between Buddhist Prodigy and St. Chapelle. That's pointless anyway because she's out. But on the drop now, Jerry O. Good to see Jerry get a couple wins while I was out last week. We always like to see that. And I think Buddhist Prodigy can kind of keep that going for him because this is a big, big drop for this daughter of Catholic boy.
Yeah, it really is. The only problem with her is she has got to get involved earlier on. It's been 2 races now where it seems like she just hasn't. But now when you're in a group like this, I think you should be. And it's a tight group, too. So horses are pack animals. You're not going to be spotting the field.
I think the last point was the big one for me. You're right. It's going to be a tight group here with just 5 horses. She broke almost dead last time. So Tyler kind of, I don't know, got his hand forced to him, so to speak, where he was out the back a little bit. I don't expect that to be the case today.
The 3, obviously a big player here on the stretch out.
Yeah, she's probably going to get loose. An aggressive ride by Edgard. 2 straight 5.5 races. Now we stretch out. She's kind of sort of bred for it. Breeders' Cup Mile winner, we miss our Breeders' Cup Offspring, we miss Artie, and then down the bottom, Stormy Atlantic. It's kind of in there.
Yeah, it is. So that's the opener. Just a little unfortunate with the scratches, but still a good one regardless. Now, race number 2, our first race on the grass today, 1 of 3. And you have a couple, the latter half of the turf races are really good today. It is a clean race of 8 that will come to play. It's my early pick 4 ticket. We'll take a quick look at it here before we get into this race, Brian. And it's a $22.50 play for me. I don't know how these exotics turn with a 50 cent. You'll have to explain that to me. Not now, but
I
anyway.
don't think there's enough time in the day.
Race 3, you see my single of the 7, Zozan, there. Race number 4, I do have the 2 on top, Save Time. I think Calathea is a little interesting here. And in race number 5, I do have the 7, Just Deny, on top for Danny Gargan, a 22.50 play. I'm spreading in this second leg here, Brian, on the grass. A mile and a 16th, claiming $35,000 level. The rails are at 45 feet here, and both of us on the 1 show off.
Well, what I was going to say was it would cost $4.50 to add one of your favorite horses, Rowtown.
I know.
This might make you officially more stubborn than me. I don't love her in here, but wow, you're just saying absolutely not.
Yeah.
Show off. We're dropping here. I know the majority of those races were against 3-year-olds, but we are dropping here. She was hardly disgraced in the Ginger Punch against older fillies and mares, albeit on the Tapeta. Just A, kind of looks better than this group, and maybe B, Rowtown maybe. I think we can all agree Rowtown lost a little bit on her fastball too, so I just think that show off's going to be tough in here.
Well, tell me about Rowtown. I kind of signed my divorce papers with her, but what do you think?
Well, to me the biggest indictment was that all of a sudden she's in for 35 last time. So I don't know the details, but there had to be an absolutely huge shake on this horse.
Yeah.
She ran well. She was 80 cents on the dollar for Brian Lynch last time. You knew they were going to bet her. Well, now she's off the claim for DeBona. Barnes been very slow. We have to be get that out of the way. I mean, yesterday, again, just burning a lot of money. It's just a statement of fact. But Rowtown ran well. It was off the layoff. She runs on anything. Her only time on turf, she won here.
Yeah.
She's a big player in here.
Yeah, she's got to be. And there was a time that she had paired up like 4 wins in a row, I think. But she only has 1 grass win. So I'm not completely convinced that this a mile and a 16th distance is really that suited towards her. She's almost like a flat 1 mile or 6.5-ish. But the Tapeta she seems to run better on. So there's that. I might be a little bit stubborn. The 7 Tongue Twister just underneath the first off the trainer switch to the Carlos David barn, and I think we've got a stat on this as well. We'll take a look at it. It's Ron Nicoletti dug this one out. This is pretty good. $2.08 ROI, 21%, and this doesn't happen very often on turf.
No, and you're going to get, I would think at least she's the third choice in here because they're going to bet Safi clearly, and the Rowtown they usually can't bet enough on either, and DeBona, we saw it yesterday.
Yeah.
They're just pushing all in, so Tongue Twister might be the odd gal out here, and she fits like a glove against the group.
Yeah.
I don't like her lack of early speed. That's what bugs me a little bit.
Yeah, that could be a problem with her. And then 8, Mia More, she scratched out yesterday to play here today.
Yeah, and the last 2 times she was on turf for Oscar Gonzalez, by the way, she was facing tons and tons better.
Yeah.
Who's popping over here? Irad's going to ride too.
Yep, that's very, very big whenever you get Irad on your back. Now, race number 3, it's $8,000. Non-winners of 3, lifetime 1 mile on the fast main track. We do scratch number 2, Rapture Bay. It leaves a field of 6. The 5 on top for you, Akati King, coming off a big win.
Yeah, and I know it's away from Safi, and it was a 2L win last time, but Carlos David, 34% off the claim. And the scary thing about Akati King is I think actually he could even regress a little bit and still beat this group. So I was okay with him.
Zozan will be a very, very short price here. What do we do with this guy? He's drawn well, if anything.
Well, this is...
He's avoided claim last time.
Yeah, again, this could be a match race, too. And you got a horse in Akati King who's A, fast, because Zozan's not fast. No. B, he's in form. I don't know why the claim was voided last time, but I've got to see more from Zozan. It's good that Irad rides, and, this is a good post for him. But if he's going to drop out the back again, like he does pretty much every single start, that's going to be a problem for him.
It will. And the 4 Knox... he finished 3rd at this level last time. He was a beaten favorite. It was a huge drop in class, but he just didn't no eye of the tiger from him.
He was supposed to wallop that group last time, and he can't even run second. And this group, when you get an Akati King and a Zozan for an 8,003L, that is so much better than the group that he faced last time. That was very slow.
Yeah, it was. And 16 Cigarettes didn't come back to run all that well last weekend. So
good point.
That's some food for thought. But that is 3 of them. When we come back after this short break, we'll have Ron Nicoletti's Rainbow Six ticket over $550,000 in that estimated pool today and mandatory on Saturday. Don't go away.
And they're off. Access past performances. With one best-in-class product, you now get all 3 past performance formats. Easily switch between views. Access the most trusted information in horse racing with DRF All Access past performances. Go to drf.com and use coupon code 1FREEPP for a free single card today.
Welcome back to Gulfstream today. Brian Nadeau and Samantha Perry with you on this beautiful Thursday afternoon here at Gulfstream Park as we are full swing into this championship meet a couple weeks out from the Fountain of Youth. And Brian, this Rainbow Six is growing and growing, and on Saturday we have a mandatory Rainbow Six payout, but today Ron has got his ticket. We'll take a quick look at it here. Brian, I'll let you toss us through it.
Yeah, it's a fun sequence because if you heard Samantha a few minutes ago, she alluded to it. The 2 turf races at the end, towards the end of the sequence, are very, very good. We'll kick it off here. Ronnie's got the big favorite Save Time, but he's going to use 3 others in here as well. I'm going to go and think that 3 Priests in race number 5 is his best bet of the day. Makes a lot of sense as he's got her singled in that turf marathon. Race 6 is actually my best bet of the day. I've got the 6 in there, and that is Timber. He's just going 3 deep for the rest of the card, and that finale on the turf is a good one as well, and that's a fun race. A 12-pack, everybody's there. You've got a 4-1 morning line favorite. That's the type of race it is, and he's got that one in Crystal Air. It's a fun race to get out. We had one yesterday as well. 48.60 for Ron, and as Miss Samantha said, 550 in that estimated jackpot. I'll tell you what, if we get through today and tomorrow, we're already at over $400,000 in the carryover. If we get through today and tomorrow, that $5 million might be, we might laugh at $5 million. It's going to be a big number on Saturday.
Yep, I agree completely. Very, very competitive sequence on Saturday. The PPs are out. We'll have videos out as well, so make sure to get involved in that. Now, race 4, a competitive maiden special weight event. Now, these are fillies and mares 4 and up here, that 1-turn mile on the fast main track. We have a clean race of 6. Both of us landed on the number 2 Save Time. We'll pull up the replay, and I'll let you talk about your case for her.
Well, she's supposed to win this race, period. She's even money. She might be lower than that if they don't bet the horse like the 3 off a long layoff. But watch the race, and she was so flow-aided in this race, okay? Everybody got fried in this race by the winner, who basically fried everybody. This was a comebacker for Danny Gargan.
Yes. Yep.
The Songbird filly's not any good. We know that for Pletcher. So Save Time ran well, but the horses that were 2nd and 3rd in that race were 7th and 6th early on. The race completely fell apart. The winning horse, who was awesome, I think that was Ronnie's best bet of the day, actually. The winning horse just bottomed everybody out, and the horses that ran 2nd and 3rd took advantage of it. They did no running at all, but they took advantage of it. Save Time, it's right there in her past performances, has no early speed at all. With all that being said, she's still supposed to beat this field.
Yeah, against this group, you are supposed to, because it's just one of those groups that they leave a lot to be desired. We have our underneath just kind of flip-flopped here. Vino Frizzante, this one, it should love getting back to the dirt, I think.
Yeah, and she wasn't all that far behind a few okay horses on the dirt. I think your horse is more interesting, so you can talk about her in a second. But Vino Frizzante, yes, getting back to the main track helps her out.
Yeah. Well, the 3 that just on debut was not bet, but actually ran really, really well. Miss Enchanted was a Dale Romans runner. We actually saw debut here last year. But then just had a completely toss-out race where she stumbled. She lost jockey Florent Giroux. Now we're back. The works have been okay in the morning. Nothing really to write home about. And the only thing I worry about her is maybe fitness level, because there's only 3 works on the page.
There's just 3 works. I like that they reached out for Paco. He's going to be aggressive. This is a tote board race. We know Paco Lopez takes a lot of money on the tote board. She was 37-1, as Samantha said, on debut. She ran very well after blowing the start. She is, to me, the wild card and the danger horse in here to Save Time.
It's a tough to come back, though. Only 3 works, and then
She looks like a short horse on paper. It's as simple as that.
Exactly, but it might switch around, so we'll see. It's a very compelling 4th race. Now, race number 5, it starts the late pick 5 with 1.5 miles on the grass race, optional claimers, in a really, really good competitive race. We've got my late pick 5 ticket. We'll take a quick look at it here, as it's a $45 play. We'll get into this race in a second. Race number 6, I have the 4 on top. That's Bella Mindy. Race 7, this is my best bet, My Lady James. Going to try to get her home today. Race number 8, just too deep, but the 2 Apollo Code is who I have on top. And in race number 9, my long shot is No Mo Cookies, the number 9 in here. This is a tough race. There's like 5 horses that I was like, oh, I want this one as my long shot. I want this one as my long shot. And I kept switching things around. What a really competitive last race. So that is my ticket. Race number 5. It's a clean race, 1.5 miles. There's going to be a short price on the 1, 3 Priest, but she looks like the one, right?
Oh boy, she's supposed to win, right?
Yeah.
She's been in the U.S. for 3 starts, 2 of them with Grand Motion. All 3 are in stakes races. Besides the Athenia at Belmont at Aqueduct, she hasn't embarrassed herself at all. Via Borghese, she ran very well. Those 3 gals that were ahead of her in the Via Borghese all came back to run on Pegasus Day in the La Praviente.
There we go, yeah.
And one of them won. That was
Forever After All.
Thank you. Forever After All got up in time. Barn is not winning. I just got to say it.
Yeah, no, I don't trust this horse at all. I like the fact that she's getting Lasix for the first time
deal,
as a
right?
6-year-old. Whoa.
You like that a lot,
Yeah,
right?
that's huge, especially for an older horse. But at the same time, where's the barn right now? That's the big question. The 7, Just Deny. I really liked this filly last time, and she was coming off of a layoff. We'll look at the replay here. It's I'm a Sure Thing and Just Deny, and these 2 duked it out. And you believe in this race or not, but they bet Just Deny last time, so there was a word out about her a little bit, and I'm going to come back to her today.
Well, you're going to get a way better price,
Yeah.
so that's okay. So I won't beat you up for that. This is during the time, and you could even say it's still the time. Danny Gargan's winning everything. She was dreadful.
Yeah.
But she's getting dueled into the ground on the inside. I think she's a little dressed up. Okay. You see the stakes races. Ooh, she ran so well. Those are 3-year-old fillies, and they were not good 3-year-old fillies either. So I think she's a little dressed up, but she is second off a little bit of a freshening. I don't expect her to be the inside speed today.
No.
That is for sure. Junior got to know her last time. I think we'll find out a lot more about her today. That's to be sure.
What about the 2 Sugary, first start in the U.S. for Ana Delacroix?
Yeah, so here's the thing about this gal. That this is a very sharp barn. If you're not familiar with him, he's over at Tampa.
Yeah.
Does such a good job. He's an ace with these kinds of horses. Good stats. Lasix as well. I watch a lot of Tampa races. I don't really remember, 1.5-mile races over there.
Yeah, there's not many.
No, so he's going to ship over here for a spot in the condition book. With the exception of the 1, I would think she's the best horse. Look at her race. She's at Leopardstown. She's at the Curragh.
Yeah.
Those are the A leagues over there.
Yeah.
In Ireland, to be sure. And Lasix. She's carrying $140 at Leopardstown.
Isn't
2
that
starts
crazy?
back. 135
Yeah.
there. She's in at 120 today. She's going to think she's flying out there.
Yeah,
today.
it's like a fly on their back. Bravo Kitten, you have a bit further down, but this horse I think is going to be very sneaky today.
Well, I'll give her the credit that she does seem to be best at this trip.
Yep.
At 1.5 miles. We got Irad. She's probably going to be overbet. This is a big rise in class for her, and they were okay giving her away for 35 last time.
Yeah, they are, and they're okay with it again today,
Yeah.
so that's just some food for thought. Now, race number 6 is the late pick 4, 17.5 maiden claimers on the Tapeta track, 1 mile and a 16th, and Brian has got the ticket.
Yeah, this is a tight ticket because it starts with my best bet. So this, to me, is a ticket you can play a few times, and it's a short ticket, but I think it could be that kind of race. I've got your best bet in race 7, but my top pick is the 5, Glitter Up. Another single thought to me lays over the field on the big drop. My long shot is in the finale as well, and that is the 5, and that is Mia Vanna, who might get loose or is going to be part of the pace, and your horses as well might be priced a little high at 10-1. I've got No Mo Cookies too, the 9.
I like it. $6 play here. Punch it a couple times in race 6. Like I said, 17.5 maiden claimers. We've got a clean field of 7 in this race. The 6 Timber. This is your best bet today.
This is my best bet today. You're going to get the exact same race from the 3 Breeze Through Time in Bellamendi. We know that. They run that same race
Yep,
every time.
they do.
Timber is the one horse in here
Yeah.
that could blow way up because she's off the claim on the Tapeta for the first time for Rohan Crichton.
Yep.
She's got Irad Ortiz as well, Lasix, and a nice post today. I think she has upside, and the other 2 gals I mentioned, I don't see it. Now, Bellamendi, might just be good enough anyway to win it. Guadalupe Preciado almost won yesterday. He's knocking down the door.
Yeah, well, they take the blinkers off,
Yep.
which is big. They put them on last time. I feel like they're just trying something, but they come back off now. You're going to get Paco Lopez aboard. I feel like she's a big player in here, but I understand your point. You get the same 2 races from
Yeah.
these gals each and every time.
Yeah, no, Paco will put her on the lead. She is stretching out. She's kind of bred for it. Mendelssohn on the top at least. So maybe that could be the difference. But again, I like Timber's got speed too, and she's outside.
Yeah, that helps. The
Yeah.
fact that she's outside is such a big asset to have. Race number 7, 5.5 furlongs on the Tapeta track. It is allowance optional claimers for fillies and mares 4 and up. We have a clean field of 6. The number 3 will wear no hind shoes if you're into that kind of thing. And the number 5, glitter up.
Well, I asked you before we got on the air. You said, nah, not a big deal.
No,
right?
it's not.
You would know.
Not on the Tapeta. No.
Okay.
A lot of times in Europe, they well, actually always, they never have hind shoes.
Okay.
Yep. Glitter up.
Oh, glitter up, yeah. I was enamored with not running with any hind shoes. You're like,
You do that too, right?
Half naked out there.
Yeah, really.
I can't run with anything right now. Take my word on that. There's no running from me right now. Glitter up. Yep. Ran pretty well last time. Great Venezuela would be 2-5
That's a good
against
point.
this race. Now, wasn't like she threatened her,
No.
but she was a good second that day. She got caught up in the pace a little bit. We're outside everybody today that maybe wants to go a little bit, and I like that race, and she's got to win on Tapeta, so I'll put her on top. Your horse, fits like a glove in here too.
Well, she's the one to beat, but she hasn't won lately since the dirt. We'll take a look at her last race. It's her and Nana's Corn Muffin, which I think both of these are big players. Nana's Corn Muffin came back and paired up a big win. Ooh, this was a cold day. I remember watching this replay and remembering that it was so
that was Pegasus
cold.
week. Yeah, very
cold. My Lady James, I thought ran well here, but this was a day that the speed was not coming back on the Tapeta. We see it a lot when we get rain. It just kind of tightens up. Nana's Corn Muffin just ran well for the gimmicks. It was just such a big separation between the winner and those two, but now the winner's not here.
Yeah, the winner was a speedball for Marty Drexler.
Yeah.
My Lady James, 5 wins on the Gulfstream Tapeta. The rest of the field combined, 4 wins on the Gulfstream Tapeta.
Wow, good maths
How about
there.
that?
That was fantastic. What about Mrs. Green here?
Well, she's interesting, right? I don't know how she's going to get there. She's going to need a meltdown.
Yeah,
but,
big one.
May 4th at Woodbine, last time we've seen her. It's Cassie, it's DJ, it's Dylan Davis. They're going to bet her. They're all 3 of them they can't bet enough on.
Yep.
She's never run here.
I
it's
know,
got
that's
no speed.
interesting. Yeah, I found that very interesting that she's never run here before, and she hasn't been training across this Tapeta, and this might be a bit of a harsh
Oh,
wake-up
boy,
call.
she better break, because if not, she's going to blink and be 15 lengths behind the field.
Well, yeah, no kidding. That's it. For a 6-horse field, it's very competitive.
Oh, for
but,
sure.
yeah,
I think serious Rainbow players will buy this race.
Yeah, but you kind of have to. Well, your top pick I don't even have in my top
Yeah,
4.
there you go.
So,
So
that's just a testament
exactly.
to that. Now, race 8, it's 7 furlongs, 12-5 claimers here. It is on the main track. We do lose the number 7 Uranium, a 6-horse field here, and the 6th Thought on top for you.
You don't have thought anywhere.
No.
Oh, my gosh. You're the best. This horse buries this field today.
I don't like this horse at all. I wish they would cut him. I wish there are a lot of things with this horse.
This horse is going to look to the left of him and probably laugh at these 5 horses. And the class he's been facing.
Yeah,
And
but
now,
he hasn't run,
I
though.
know, but this is what I'll say about Patter Pop, okay? They want to win races, and they
Yeah.
put their horses. He's tried it. He's tried better. They tried him on Tapeta last time. His main track races where he's been where he's supposed to be would just bottom out this field. And I love the post for him too. So
Well, it's a good post.
It's a really good post for him. And we already there's horses like Pirate Radio who won that race with earlier against Knox. Maybe you get
Yeah.
a little see what's going on with him. But I didn't think anybody in here is supposed to threaten Thought.
Well, the 2 Apollo code is one that they gave away basically last
Sure.
time out, and he actually didn't run that bad
No.
at all. And I like the 7 furlongs. I think that's going to be his sweet spot at least. Maybe he's just found his right form. He's a big price, and he should be, but I think against this field, he fits.
Yeah, and Javier Negrete, he stumbled a little bit during the championship meet towards the end of 2024. He really had it going on.
did.
That he popped 10 wins last year. It's a good number for him, and I think this to me might be a little much for him, but he's a big price, as you said, and I think he found his form a little bit last time too.
Yeah. What about self-taught first off the claim? I mean,
Well-
not first off the trainer switch now.
Yeah, it's Amity, so they're starting to run horses with
They are.
Jose Gallego, so
Yeah.
doesn't bother me at all. We haven't seen him in 14 months.
That's a lot.
I like the fact it's a trainer switch. It's not anything other than that.
Right.
They had this horse in the past. I don't know. Tote board, you'll have to get a look at him. I will say this, he hasn't missed a beat in the morning.
No, which is a good sign. And I think Luna Sema is also another big player in this
Yeah,
race.
we could show the race, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah, let's do
Is this the Santos to Wilson race?
Yes.
Okay, and Uranium came out today, but Santos to Wilson was just very
So
good. Speaking
good.
of Amity.
There you go.
Okay,
Yeah,
there you
there's
go
one.
right now, and these guys are so sharp. The fan club starts behind me. But Lunasima ran well in
Yeah.
this spot. It was someone had to be second, okay, but he did run well.
And that was going a mile, so we'll cut back to the 7 furlongs
Yep.
here. Maybe this horse is going to trend in the right direction. The Pete Walder barn, I can't get on the right side
Yeah.
of right now.
What about Major King? We haven't seen him since September. He's got big form to fall back on too.
He does, yeah, and he's coming out of a race that also would.
Oh, yeah.
The Proverb race is a really tough one. Two
Yeah.
races back.
Even Belts Brooks at that level is very good. Morgan Point. So there is more going on here than thought at a short price, but
Yep.
we'll see.
We will see. Now, the finale, as we kind of alluded to, you saw on my ticket, you can go so many ways.
Yeah.
It's a maiden on the grass, 1 mile. These are 3-year-olds here. Oh, what a good race. 12 horses in the field. The 13, the AE, is scratch out of this spot here. And tell me about the 5, Mia Vana. This is your long shot, right?
This is my long
Okay.
shot. I'll tell you a couple things. Maker's going okay now.
Mm-hmm.
This horse finally, Turf, showed some signs of life last
Yeah.
time after being really bad in 2 starts where they bet him on debut as well at Churchill for John Ennis. Well, we get to the Turf last time. Big move forward. He's by Jimmy Creed out of a Harlan's Holiday mare. So two turns is there. We're going to add Lasix today as
Yeah.
well. The question to me is, what does Javier do on the 1? Sadak Hat down on the inside. This is a horse stretching out that could be on the lead. If the 1 doesn't break from a tricky draw, Miavana, I think, can control with a very aggressive
Yes.
rider in Luis Saez. So he's either going to pop this field or be right on there and get first run on the turn. We've seen it time and time again. Speed is still killing out there on the turf.
Yeah, it really is, and it helps on the stretch out. I've
Yep.
got a long shot in here, too. It's the 9, No Mo Cookies. This horse galloped out fantastic last race, and the Riley Mott barn, what a good meet he's had. He doesn't
Yep.
start a lot of horses, but every single one of them is so well meant. Lasix on for the first time. That was the first time stretching out around 2 turns. I do not count Kentucky Downs as
No.
2 turns. That's about 7 turns, I
Yeah.
think. And the Lasix goes on. I think we can get this filly involved a bit more early on. Now, Jorge Ruiz is a very patient rider, so I don't
Yeah.
think we'll see the most aggressive ride, but I'm hoping she'll be at least a little bit closer.
Yeah, she had trouble last time.
She
You know,
did.
I don't know where she was going to be. I don't think she was probably going to make too much more of a dent than she did, but she did have trouble.
Yeah.
I like your point with the Lasix as well. Hey, Jorge Ruiz, I love him I love him period, but I love him on the
Yes.
turf. So even if he's going to be a little farther back than normal, because you're right, he's a more patient kind of rider. He'll figure it all out. She's got a tough post position again. But she certainly didn't embarrass herself routing again last time.
No.
And, well, like you said, more for the first time.
We'll take a look at the 12,
Yep.
Crystal Air. This was the first race. Talk about a tough post position today. 12. Oof.
Here's the thing now. Soldora was like going to be a champion to me after this race. And, boy, she was not good the other day.
No.
Well, Soldora's the 1 horse, going to come from nowhere to just absolutely laugh at this
Yeah,
field.
and We See You also wasn't any good last
No,
week.
and so now I'm a little hesitant about this race that I thought might have been so good, because look at the acceleration from Soldoro.
Yeah.
And she was just not very good the other day.
No.
Now, Crystal Air, there were some things going on here, though. It was her first start since August. It was her first start for Weaver. First start in the country. Now we get Irad, who's 4 for 11 with Weaver as well. This is a decent stat, too. I will say this about Crystal Lair. She was 14-1 in that field, too. That's like completely dead on the board. It's go time for her today. We'll just see if she improves a lot.
Well, that's what you're hoping
Yes.
for, but it's a really, really tough post position.
Yeah.
The 3 without a pal, this is a filly that I feel like moves up quite a bit here.
Yeah.
Especially because she gets a good post position. Last time out, the rails were at 66 feet, and she was drawn in the parking lot.
Yeah, absolutely. She's a big threat in here. A way better post than either of her first 2 starts. Lasix as well. That new Voyager was pretty good last time. Second start on turf as well. I mean, this is a doozy of a finale.
Yeah.
The 1 is stretching out. She's bred for it with speed. Brendan's got the 2 as a first-time starter.
Yeah.
There's a lot happening
the
here.
gun runner on the grass.
Yeah, well, gun runner on the grass. That's why.
One horse I do just want to mention before we get into lightning round. The 4 close-up ran early January, and this horse looked so good in the paddock. This was almost my long shot today.
Okay.
I switched. I used this horse. Don't be fooled at the fact that this horse just was pulled up and walked off. This horse was grabbed immediately out of the gate, like there was never any intention of her actually running.
Okay.
So that's just some food for thought in this race.
Well, maybe they come back to her. She's 20 on the line. She was 9-2
bet her
that
last
day.
time, yeah.
They bet her both times. Cherie DeVoe has been, hasn't run but a few horses here. I will say this. I thought the fact that, they're going to run this horse back. It's not like they want to lose her for a tag, and she is kind of sort of right back. Only a couple of works that haven't distinguished anything. But, hey, maybe she's live. Maybe they come back to her again. Then watch her on the tote board.
Yeah, definitely. What a competitive finale on this 9-race card. We'll take a look at what's going on around town here at Gulfstream, and we'll kick it off, Brian, with the big mandatory on Saturday.
So we've got 2 days of racing left, obviously. It's not easy today, and tomorrow's a darn good card, too. But if we get to Saturday, they're estimating $5 million. Neither here nor there. I think it'll be a lot higher, but it'll be a huge pool regardless, because it is a doozy of a card. And I love the card, too, because I think I was just putting it together in the office. I think I have 2 singles in the sequence, and I think I have 3 races where I want to be 7 or 8 deep. So
isn't that how it goes?
if you can be right in your singles and you can be wrong in your other races and still hit, and that says to me personally, at least as a gambler, that's what I want. I want to be able to be wrong but still be right, because I'm just throwing blankets at those races where I don't have strong opinions.
Yeah, it's competitive. It's very fun. It'll be a fun Saturday of racing. And another fun Saturday of racing is coming up in just a few weeks. Fountain of Youth, Brian.
It's 2 weeks away from Saturday. That is
Crazy.
wild, and we're going to start figuring all that out, and who's running and who's coming in and who's trying to figure out if they can bridge the gap from a maiden win to the Curlin Florida Derby. And this is my favorite day of the year here at Gulfstream Park. I have always loved Fountain of Youth Day. I think we're 10 stakes again like we were in the Pegasus.
It's awesome.
And it's awesome.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. And your best bet today?
Yeah, my best bet is, I always forget. Where am I? Timber. Oh, that's right.
Oh,
Timber
that's right.
for Rohan and Irad on the Tapeta in race 6.
I'm trying to remember mine. Oh, My Lady James. Yeah, My Lady James for me, and your long shot.
Well,
we both have in the last race.
Yeah, we have dueling long shots. I'm the 5, me Ivana, and you're a little more to the outside.
All right, I like it. I'm with No Mo Cookies, the number 9. That's 9 of them for you here today on this beautiful Thursday at Gulfstream Park. Pete Aiello, he'll be upstairs. He'll give you the scratches and the course conditions, and Ron Nicoletti will be out with us for the opener and all day long. Enjoy your Thursday afternoon here at Gulfstream Park.